This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of July 22nd, 2022. I'm Alex Brown. Indiana Association of Realtors CEO Mark Fisher says the state is starting to see a shift to a more balanced housing market. Over the first 6 months of the year, home sales were down 2.4%, while new listings increased 4.7%.
We still have a lack of inventory overall, so we haven't seen a year-over-year increase in inventory since 2014. So we do see that while the demand has softened a little bit, it's still a very, very healthy market.
Median sales prices were $250,000 for June, up 13.6% year over year. Fort Wayne-based Vera Bradley says CEO Rob Wallstrom will be retiring, though he plans to stay until a successor is named, which is expected in early 2023. Additionally, the company says it is exploring cost-cutting measures, including retail store efficiencies and payroll cuts that it hopes to reduce primarily through attrition. Indiana's unemployment rate increased to 2.4% in June after 3 consecutive months at 2.2%. The Indiana Department of Workforce Development says the state gained 5,000 private sector jobs last month. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
IBJ Media delivers business news covering central Indiana and the entire state. The Indianapolis Business Journal and Inside Indiana Business are now part of the same family. Look to the IBJ for in-depth coverage of central Indiana's business community and tap into Inside Indiana Business for stories that extend throughout Indiana. 2 resources, unlimited business insights that help you stay informed and get ahead. Learn more at ibj.com and insideindianabusiness.com.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear made a pitch Thursday to a steel company that took over plans to build an aluminum plant once promised to Kentucky, hoping to salvage the deal.
Beshear said his economic development team has reached out to Fort Wayne-based Steel Dynamics, offering to show potential sites for the $1.9 billion plant. The company said this week it will build and operate the mill, but did not specify a location, other than to say it will be in the southeastern United States. Steel Dynamics said it will own more than 94% of the facility through a joint venture arrangement with Unity Aluminum. Unity, formerly known as Brady Industries, intended to build the mill near Ashland in northeastern Kentucky, but struggled to line up sufficient funding. The Ashland area site, about 240 acres, is insufficient to meet the size and scope requirements of the new project, a Unity spokesperson told the Associated Press. The Steel Dynamics mill is expected to produce nearly double the volume of aluminum than the original proposal for the Kentucky site. Beshear said Thursday that the Ashland site will be developed one way or another. Wes Mills, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Indianapolis-based real estate developer Flaherty & Collins Properties today celebrated the grand opening of Whiskey River, a $32 million apartment complex along the Ohio River in Lawrenceburg. Construction of the 150-unit development began in October 2020, and the first residents moved in April. The project was a public-private partnership with the city, the Lawrenceburg Redevelopment Commission, and Flaherty & Collins. Located just west of Cincinnati, the partners say Whiskey River Apartments was built to attract residents with, quote, strong disposable income to the city. The developer says the project could serve as a catalyst for further development in Dearborn County. A new public charter school is preparing to open in Indianapolis, and it caters to immigrants, primarily the Latino population. The Monarca Academy is located near the Lafayette Square International Marketplace on the city's northwest side, an area where there is a large Latino and immigrant population. Francisco Valdiosera is founder and executive director.
I'm a first-generation immigrant and college graduate, and so with this lived experience and my career experience, we've taken that to codify what works in education through our 3 foundational values. As we saw with the results that came out with iLearn this week, we know that there's a long way to go when it comes to education and our profession. However, when it comes to the Latino immigrant experience, we sometimes have some of the lowest achievement levels, and so this is one way to address that.
The Academy is starting with 6th grade students for the upcoming school year and is still enrolling for the fall semester. Indy meteorologists Bob and Kevin Gregory are this week's guests on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.